Tippy time, my damies, Topgate here, and welcome to today's busted ass hunter build. With Bungie's last update, they took the PvP meta exotic the Gyrfalcon's hauberk and made it absolutely tear ass in PvE instead. This build has mad health, stealth, and will make any and all volatile, adding extra DPS to everything both little and tall. This works for all levels of content, but I've set mine up to handle the very toughest of it. The exotics perk, See Me, Feel Me, your void weapons gain volatile rounds after you emerge from being invisible. When you are invisible and defeat combatants whilst using a finisher, all of your weapons gain a bonus damage. You and your nearby allies gain a reserve overshield and improved class ability regeneration. These reserve overshields can be deployed simply by using your class ability. Now whilst this is all really useful, all I'm really after is infinite volatile rounds. And we get this by using the aspect Stylish Executioner. Defeating a weakened, suppressed, or volatile target grants invisibility and wall hacks. It's this ebb and flow of getting kills with volatile that consistently makes you invisible and refreshes volatile rounds. We're using Vanishing Step, we dodge, go invisible. Dodging has a quicker cooldown than the smoke bomb dive. With every engagement we want to lead into it whilst being invisible. But then the combination of volatile and invisibility will continue to loop until your foes are left on the floor. We're using the marksman dodge to reload your equipped weapons. You're going to be pumping out rounds once you come out of that invisibility. You've got a 10-second timer with the volatile rounds to get that kill to send you back in invisibility, so we don't want to be wasting our time trying to reload during that window. But this is also really handy to reload mid DPS phase to keep that volatile rounds up and running. Echo of Expulsion, void ability final blows cause targets to explode. This is awesome once you have targets that have the volatile debuff attached to them. We apply more damage, this causes them to explode and not only blows them up, blows everyone else up. This is really strong, particularly in ad clear, and is beautiful to boot. Echo of Undermining, your void grenades weaken targets. This is a 15% debuff which I like to throw out pre-damage phase where they're at a major, champ, boss, whatever. I'm using the magnetic grenade for this build. This grenade attaches to targets, it detonates twice. I like this over other grenades as I'm primarily using it for debuffing single targets. Its DPS is near the top of all the grenades and it has a decent cooldown to boot. Echo of Starvation, picking up an orb of power grants Devour. Once you got Devour, you're unstoppable. Kill and instantly max out your health bar and is completely chainable. Echo of Persistence, void buffs applied to you have increased duration. This is our invisibility timer, it pushes out our Devour timer, and even our overshields. Our Gyrfalcons gives us overshield, but if you really want to make this build next level, I'm running it with a void weapon with a repulsor brace. Defeating a void debuff target grants an overshield, and it's not just a little overshield, it's a full overshield. Overshields were bugged last season, they're now fixed and are twice as strong as before. This comes on the other half. I pair mine with Relentless Strikes to keep me stacked up with ammo and a boss spec to push that DPS out a little bit. This weapon works an absolute treat in all mid to high tier activities and is a real joy just chomping through ads with volatile, devour and overshields. I feel like a true Kingslayer. Repulsor Brace comes on the Ritual Pulse Rifle if you want a barrier champ option. I cast Hang Cannon for Unstops, Unforgiven, and Doomachalchus for Overloads. Shadow Shot Deadpool, your void anchors become traps for prey and apply a 30% debuff to targets. On a single target for a DPS phase, this has been buffed from an 8 to 12 second timer, but if you're using it against multiple combatants, you can have this tether last as long as 40 seconds. The Mobius Quiver launches 3 void bolts at the target, and whilst this isn't the highest DPS super anymore, it still debuffs 30%, wait 6 seconds, then shoot the second volley for a 12-second debuff. You can use your weapons in between the volleys and it still puts out 275k damage. For our mods, Elemental Armaments, our void weapons have an escalating chance of spawning an Elemental Well. Reaping Wellmaker, after activating your class ability, your next weapon final blow on a combatant spawns a void elemental well, and Well of Tenacity, picking up a void elemental well reduces the damage you take for combatants for a 5-second period. I've gone for the combo of elemental and reaping wellmaker to give me that tenacity buff across multiple moments during a battle. I'm going to be using this build in a lot of harder content like my Grandmasters, and I want this to handle it. Elemental Charge, when I pick up well is going to give me a charge with light stacks, and the protective light mod. I still really rate this mod in all in-game content. It's kind of like carrying a rubber in your wallet. It's always safer to have it on you. I'm using Dynamo, as whilst we are invisible, it's all about getting up in there nice and close and dancing with the devil. Harmonic Siphon is going to make your favourite void weapons just fart out those orbs. And whilst we only need one to activate our Devour, as Devour is chainable, it also helps with that super regeneration. Bolstering Detonation grants class ability energy when doing damage with our grenades. We're double stacking Energy Diffusion Subtrate for resistance. Installation reduces class ability cooldown every time we pick up an orb. Space for scavengers. Utility kickstart, and plenty of space for the seasonal mods for whatever type of activity you're going to be doing. For your stats, prioritize resilience, mobility, discipline, strength, recovery, and lastly intellect. I'm going to get some better armor for this build, as the fragments cost around 40 points. I predict this is going to be the best hunter build we have up until the point we get Strand next year. It's fun, destructive, and strong to boot, and a must-have exotic for any hunter main. I'll leave a dim in the description. If you're new, please sub for weekly content. Hit that thumb, ring that bell. If you've got any questions or suggestions, feel free to leave a comment down below. But until next time, tippy time, my damies, what a tie.